the godfather of ads. All this comes because a friend, a colleague, employee, whoever he is, challenged me to go out and get some clients. All right, so I've never really marketed my business, Demetrius, and I'm excited,
Mm-hmm.
nervous, all at the same time, and I embrace. I've been learning to embrace when I get nervous because that means it's like, oh, I want to grow. This is something that is going to allow me to move forward,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just be better. Even the networking thing, right? We talked about. It's like, hey, I'm nervous about it, but it's good because I want to be. I want to learn. I want to get better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I followed the whole Russell Brunson's perfect webinar.
Mm-hmm.
um, this is only about a week old, literally, maybe yesterday, a week old. So some of the stuff is still, I feel like, premature, and I gotta even changing the name of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I do like the themes. I chose the theme of the Godfather, right? And it's like
Mm-hmm.
this whole thing of like make them an offer they can't refuse.
I like that.
So feedback is always great from you, and I want to share with you because there might be elements that you're like, hey, I think you need to fix this or what, and I will. Something I wanted to say earlier when I heard you on the phone call, um, and for me, I want to be. I had to tell my business manager this. I say, hey, look, don't get defensive,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like we don't got to explain ourselves to anybody. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it was because of this or because of that. That's how I feel. Like I
Mm-hmm.
never want to feel. It's like that whole thing, Apple, and I don't know if Apple taught me this or if it's just like I feel it not to be as useful as just getting to the point or whatever. But it was like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not your fault. Never say
Mm-hmm.
sorry. Someone
Mm-hmm.
comes in with a broken phone, don't you say sorry. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
never say it sorry.
Yeah.
Uh, but I'm gonna take you through kind of like what they're gonna see from
Mm-hmm.
the ads all the way to the landing page to
Mm-hmm.
the webinar itself. All right. So
I'm
let me
excited.
see.
I'm
I'm
still I'm
excited
still
too.
in all this. I'm
The
still in your
webinar
whole
is
framework.
solid. Yeah, the webinar is solid. I feel like I just did the
My
ads
glasses are so
today.
dirty. Go ahead. I'm
All right.
sorry.
I'm gonna see if I can share this part. And if I click on this, no, it doesn't let you see that. All right, so I'm gonna stop that screen share. I'm gonna pull up just some of the ads so you can kind of see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna share them one at a time. Then hold on, let me just see. I thought I would be able to share it from the Finder, and as I open them, they show up, but that is not a real thing.
Oh, so you have to open it, then share each thing after you open it.
All right, so let me do this. I'm gonna share. So let's talk about the ads.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna share. I have about four different styles of ads,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the first one. Right?
Okay.
Stop bleeding money on. Yes, it's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It's that Godfather theme. Now I'm gonna tell you where their congruency might fall off, but this is only because this is all like a week old, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't pinned down my thing.
I like the
So
bleeding money part
yeah, okay, so do
because it's
I.
on
Like
it's on theme. It's on brand with the Godfather.
I didn't even think of
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I thought that's why you did it. It's like
No, I just
that's yeah, that's like mobster. Like
oh man, I love it even more. I should put it in red then. I should put stop bleeding, and then
yeah,
I could put even because I did
I
some
would put
design with
bleeding.
like
I would put bleeding money, and I would put money in red too.
and then with like blood dripping down if I wanted
Yeah,
to be creative.
because bleeding money is painful. So
It's
like you
not
wouldn't want, even though the bleeding should be read from an artistic standpoint, but from like a mental note, when you add money with the bleeding and you make it red, it's like the first thing they're gonna see is bleeding money.
yeah.
So
I like that. Now I gotta take notes. I didn't even think I was gonna take notes, but now I'm taking notes. All right, so that's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me share the next one. All right, little different.
Mm-hmm.
No image, right? And maybe I'm trying to be too artistic here, but I was like, ooh, what if it's just words, right? And that little hand, 'cause that hand is supposed to be the thing that represents the Godfather.
Yeah,
It
The
doesn't have to be
Godfather.
me.
Yeah.
Um, but
I
I
like
need you
this
to
one
pay.
though.
Okay, it's different. We're just gonna see what
Yeah.
works, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the make them an offer they can't refuse. I need you to pay attention to that right now because I don't really talk about that. And I
Okay.
don't know if it's off because I say that, but whatever. We'll see.
What do you
All
mean
right.
off?
Because I'm talking about how to stop bleeding money in ineffective ads is more
Mm-hmm.
of the theme of what I'm saying. Making them an offer. I'm not talking about offers. I'm talking about, hey, let me show you how to run your ads to kill it,
Oh, I see
basically.
what you're
But
saying.
it's not
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
about, and some people might take it as, it can go either way.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And I can explain. I think maybe because I'm in like this weird advertising world that like some of the lingo is off. Hey. All right, so same kind of messaging, but
Yeah.
it has a little bit more of the Godfather thing.
Yeah. Also, too, like I think that is the biggest. I think you're speaking to like people's biggest fear when it comes to ads. Because if you do the wrong thing, you're gonna like waste money.
Yeah,
It,
and
it's
that was
it's
the
like
goal of it.
yeah,
So I think that's the point of like the initial ad again is to sell the click, right? Stop bleeding money on ineffective ads. It's like, okay, what does that mean? I should have like a click here button or click the link below.
mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm,
I did put free masterclass in red. Maybe that could be a little bit bigger, but at the core of it, it stops people's attention.
yeah.
All right, one last one. And this one is going to be a video, but I wonder if it's going to let you listen to the music.
I can hear it.
This is all it is. This is meant to be a reel.
Oh, that's cool though. It's because it's now. Is that the actual music or is that like something that sounds like it?
No, it's something that sounds like it because I was afraid of copyright.
That's what I was gonna say. I was literally gonna. I was like, they're gonna snatch that real quick.
Yeah, yeah. So I
I think it's
grabbed.
like it's like owned by Paramount. So
And it's so I've tried sometimes to use music that
yeah,
you
but that
you
was
want to
listen
use.
but it sounded like the music, like it was like on brand.
Let's
See,
hear
I
that
think
again.
I think that this is kind of like also like a little cheat code because you're displaying like your marketing through like something that people are familiar with, and people are gonna get a kick out of it. I think, if anything,
Okay,
like
that
an added benefit is they're gonna get a kick out of it as
I
well.
appreciate you saying that because I
Yeah,
think that's where people make some big mistakes when it comes to ads. I'll tell you
yeah,
why.
yeah,
At the end of the day, people are not on Facebook to get bombarded with
yeah.
leads or sales or
Exactly,
whatever, right? They want to be entertained.
exactly.
The ads that do the best are the ads that have some type of gimmick or
Yeah,
entertainment value to
yeah,
them that allow people to be like, oh, that's cute. I'm going to click on it, right?
yeah,
I don't mean if it's cute, whatever.
yeah.
All right. So those are the ads.
Okay.
Now, I have not changed the website at all, but I think I'm going to continue to use that stop bleeding money
Mm-hmm.
idea. And this is the initial web page.
Oh, I actually think I saw this. You sent this to
I,
me. I seen it on
yeah,
my
I'm,
phone. I was out. I think I seen it on my phone. No, but go
yeah.
ahead. Like this looks familiar.
Yeah. So the Godfather of Google Ads. I don't know if I'm going to use that. I think I want to go directly to the pain. Maybe I can have some more. Maybe I can have. I guess the bigger title needs to be "Stop Bleeding Money with Ineffective
Yeah,
Ads:
yeah, yeah, yeah,
How to Use Google to Build an Empire."
yeah, yeah.
And maybe that's what it is.
And
Um,
maybe the Godfather of Google Ads or whatever can be like a sub headline or something.
yeah. So the one thing or question I
Hmm.
have, and maybe ads says it all in the last like ineffective way um, to stop bleeding ads, but I didn't know whether I should put Google in there or not,
Hmm.
because people sometimes might be attracted just to hear about Google ads,
Hmm.
not necessarily Facebook ads or LinkedIn or any other ads. So I didn't know how I wanted to approach that just yet because I'm like fighting that. But
Well,
I'm
aren't you
definitely.
shouldn't you be trying to qualify? This is actually kind of like a question that I may not even fully know the answer
Mhm.
to.
Oh, I'm
But
about to
aren't you
give you that answer.
shouldn't you be trying to qualify your leads like at every step of the way? And
No,
isn't saying Google? No. Okay, go ahead. Explain
no,
some
I'm
of
gonna
that.
I'm gonna tell you that why, because I could take you into the webinar, because the webinar is meant to convert them,
Oh, okay.
right? So does it show webinar? Okay, there it is.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, so I'll explain to you the maybe the theory behind
Okay.
some of the slides, because maybe that's what you need to hear or need to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's maybe what you're curious about. And it all makes sense. Now, the whole goal is to move people throughout the webinar to know that Google Ads is the new vehicle.
Okay.
All right.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah. So you don't necessarily have to say that in your marketing. I
Mm-hmm.
would only want to use it only because people like Google Ads. They it's this unknown territory that everyone has heard about, that they're like, "Oh, is this good? Is it working? Does it not work?" That type of deal. But again, "Stop Bleeding Money" I think is the best headline.
Mm-hmm.
The next piece is like I initially took this out, put it back in, um, because maybe some people don't understand this just yet. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
not everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's a Godfather theme," especially if I take out Godfather ads,
Yeah.
right? Like ads like a Godfather. And I'm respecting your time. So if I go over the 15 more minutes, let me know.
Okay.
Um, the next piece of it, this part of it is like, hey, establish what you're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Establish what they're going to get so they have an understanding. Now, one, we try to get people to stick to the end. So
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in here, like I think I say it maybe here, it's like, hey, if you stick to the end, I'm gonna give you some free stuff. I got
Yeah.
I got this free stuff. I got something special. But in this web class, my goal is to show you that people are actually raising their hands to work with you.
Yeah.
I ask a question to start helping that. Like, hey, how many here of you raise your hands? Like that, these are like subtle things that you have to say to get
Mm-hmm.
people to start moving forward, right?
Oh, I see what
How
you're
many,
saying. Okay.
raise your hands if you would love to find where your clients are,
Mm-hmm.
like trying to get to you. Oh yeah, that's me, right? So those are subtle cues. You qualify yourself here. Hey, who am I? Almost 2 decades of marketing experience. I'm certified social media ads, CEO, magazine, Entrepreneur of the Year, the coaching program. But at the core of it, I am a father of six. I love Disney, and this is where I'm trying to build rapport for people. I love sales funnels. I follow Russell
Mm-hmm.
Brunson. My kids in rugby. Da 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 da. But it wasn't always that way. Now I go to a
Mm-hmm.
backstory and I
Mm-hmm.
say, hey, when I first started out, I was actually, my marketing journey actually started when I was playing poker and I had no idea. I would win at poker because there's the quote, when everyone was gambling, I was actually playing a strategy. The
Yeah.
reason the reason why I left poker, another kind of like my daughter, 5 years old, wanted her to be proud of me. My parents made me feel ugly, like as
Yeah.
a child, right? Because it's like a
Yeah.
lot of
It's
people,
like
a lot of
relatable.
yes, I'm trying to be
It's
relatable. This
yeah.
is
That's really
all
that right there is really relatable. That part of the
okay.
story.
So psychology. This is all psychology at this point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I went into and I got chopped salad, owned 3 restaurants, fell in love with marketing. My I say this again, right? I went into a business. I had no idea how to lead, how to run a restaurant. I first business ever. I had to hold my weight by doing graphics, and I
Mm-hmm.
thought graphics was this is the first kind of epiphany bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I thought graphics was marketing,
Mm-hmm.
but my boy later would tell me design without results is just art. I should put your name there. Demetrius Reed. Oh shit, I'll put your name. D. I'm just gonna put D.
Yeah.
What is that fucking font? That's not the
I
same font.
know.
Here we go. Here goes the bullshit. um, so I talk about how you can do, words on a piece of paper will move people more than just having something.
Yeah.
So as I was going through this funnel world of sales funnels and realizing that, people need a process, a customer journey, but a sales funnel without traffic is just a website. Oh, I can own that one.
Yeah.
And then this is where I start moving people from their. So there's 3 core things I have to move people out of.
But real
the
quick,
first,
these 2 quotes are bangers because they're short and it's like you get what it's saying. So like
exactly.
these are dope. Yeah, these are dope.
So people know, like, people do want results. They are going to
Yeah.
say yes to that.
Yeah.
If they don't know what a sales funnel is, maybe I can talk about websites without traffic. Well, no, I can't. Anyways, but yes. So the first thing I have to do is separate Google from all the rest of social media platforms, right? So I'd say so I went deep into diving into Google. I got certified. I started working with people, blah, 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 blah. And the first question they asked me was, what platform should I use? And it really comes down, are you disrupting people or do you want people who are more intentional? And intentional are people who are looking you up, following you. Disruptive is a longer process. How many people, raise your hand, how many people, when you want to look for something, where do you go? You go to Google, raise your hand, right? Like I'm trying to get them to continue to take actions from what I'm saying psychologically. All right, so Google. So now I separated, I said Google is the way. So now the next hurdle is, well, I don't know how Google is going to work for me. I'm a specialty business. And I say, and I tell another maybe relatable story where I was like, hey, look, when I was first started out, everybody told me riches were in the niches. But where am I going to hunker down on a niche when I got no money? I need every client I can get.
Yeah.
So I started working with all these businesses, moving companies, tutors, real estate coaches, business coaches, golf coaches, tech companies, banks, MMA fights, hairstylists, realtors, authors, relationship coaches, chiropractors, all these, and the list can go on. I said that list can go on, but all of these people follow a framework because all of these people are looking for these types of services. So how does this relate to you? Because I've cracked the code. And the way I know I cracked the code is because when I know where your audience is, your cost per clicks are going to be cheap. So this is where you got to show proof of what I'm saying is real. So then I say, all right, so again, results may vary, but if you know you've cracked the code with finding your audience, your cost per clicks are going to be cheap. Typically, they're $1 to $2, sometimes 5 to 10, depending on the industry. But from a banking industry, I was able to get the cost per click at 18 cents. Extremely competitive market. 24 cents for healthcare. This one on the right, you can see before I came in, their average cost per click was $1.90, $1.60, $2.60. I got them down to 46 cents. That's how I know I've cracked the code. They're like, oh, this sounds so good, right? Oh.
Hey, listen, proof is good.
Yeah. So the 3 secrets, this is going to go to your point you asked me earlier. The 3 secrets are meant to move them in a certain way. The first secret is all about the vehicle. So the vehicle is going to be Google. The second secret and the third secret is supposed to be internal and external beliefs. I don't know how good I did on that part, but this is what I know. I have to knock down Google. So I said, I'm going to teach you how to be the #1 search engine, popular. I said, everyone tells me that, and now I have to separate another disbelief to say,
Mm-hmm.
well, everyone says that we need to be doing organic strategies and go viral. That could be true,
Mm-hmm.
but the difference is going to be: do you have more time, or do you want speed? Do you have time versus
Yeah.
speed? Right? So I put this old lady on there. I thought she was funny. And I talk about SEO.
Yeah.
Right? I said SEO is I'll put something else here. Say algorithm. Oh my gosh, changes for viral. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna say SEO is good. SEO can get you there, but it's gonna take 6 to 9 months, maybe a year.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go viral, you can, but there's a
Mm-hmm.
framework to it.
Yeah.
Algorithms change all the time.
Yeah.
But most of the people who come to me said, Michael, I need clients yesterday.
Yeah.
And they want speed, and they're willing to
Yeah.
pay for speed. So I let them know there's money involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I keep going. I said, all right, let me tell you how to take over Google. They have some speed zones. These are kind of like 4 different options.
Oh, I like the way you put that together. Speed
Yeah.
zones. Okay.
Speed zones to get you fast. Now, the goal
Yeah.
is when you're on Google, right, you want to take up as much space as possible
Mm-hmm.
because, and I make a joke, if you want to hide a body, this goes for the Godfather thing too, right? If you want to hide a
No, that's
body, you put it
true.
on the second page of Google because no
Yeah.
one ever goes to the second
That's
page,
that's funny.
right?
That's
So
that.
then,
But you keep having all these Godfather references and don't
yeah,
even
I don't
it's
even
like
know it.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So here I show, all right, so the goal of this is to show we need to take up as much space on Google, and there's tactics to do that. Local service ads gets you above all the ads. Google Ads is search keywords on the right-hand side. If you look at Nike, they literally take up almost the whole first section because they're
Yeah.
using extensions.
Yeah.
Now I got to break another disbelief, right? Because the next disbelief, well, it's only the large company with big budgets can do that. So I break that down by talking about quality score. Quality score is about Google wants you to have a good experience on Google. They want to keep people on their platform. And if your ads don't match your website, Google's going to know because they track it. They're going to track bounce rate, all
Mm-hmm.
this. So you can actually beat the big boys, the large companies, because all they care about is impressions.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to get their name out there. They're McDonald's, Pepsi,
Mm-hmm.
Coke. They don't care about conversions. But because of that, that allows you to tweak it. That means your costs are going to be lower and you're going to beat them in the quality score. Right. So the question I ask you, I didn't do the whole pitch, but doesn't it sound like Google? I should ask that question. Doesn't it sound like Google's the right choice?
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right. So the next step is, kind of going into maybe some internal beliefs. And this internal belief is
Mm-hmm.
like, well, my competitors, I can't beat my competitors because they're light years ahead of me. And I talk about, hey, you can ride the backs of your competitors. So
Mm-hmm.
if they're doing all these things to get traffic, and you can steal their traffic by creating something called a competitor URL audience. So you tell Google, people who visit websites like this and this website, send them my ads.
Oh wow, okay.
Perfect. I'm glad you had that
Yeah.
epiphany too, because the goal is
Yeah.
to be like, oh, well, and all you had to do is know your competitors. You know who
Yeah.
your competitors are, right? Secret
Yeah.
number 3 is people who are raising their hand. And so all these first pieces is trying to break disbeliefs. Well, I don't know where to find the people who want my services. I tell the story about Target. Target followed someone's behaviors and started sending a young girl, a teenager, maternity coupons. And the father got upset because he contacted and said, my daughter ain't pregnant. Here she was pregnant. And
Mhm.
Target knew before the parents.
Oh,
So
that's
I thought,
crazy. Yeah.
yeah, it's all
Yeah.
about behavior. So I say, oh, let me tell you about my cousin that is a jerk and he likes to raise the prices and spend my own money. So I wanted to show off, right? I talk about my Mercedes. And okay, what did I do? I went to Kelly Blue Book. I went to YouTube. I went to cars.com. I did all these behaviors to create an in-market audience. Well, Google owns everything. They can track you everywhere. And all you got to do, like in the car scenario, people who are in the market to buy something, even down to the brand,
Mm-hmm.
you can pick it and you can sell to them. And I say, all right, let me ask you a question. Is everything working for you? Do you see how it works for you? If all this did was help you find 5 new customers, would it be worth it? If all this did was prove to you that customers are actually looking for you, because sometimes we don't think our products are good enough, wouldn't that just be worth it? Or help you believe that your product or service can actually scale because you can get into new audiences. You have 3 choices. You can sit and do nothing. You can try to figure this out on your own, or we can work together and scale. My boy Mason, he did it. He decided to choose number 3, be a Mason. And then it's a testimony of him talking. I didn't tell him I put this in here, but in 4 months, we made him all this money. And then I said, all right, so if you want to take things to the next level, go to Mach 10 and schedule a free, the first 10 people get a free strategy call. And that's what I did.
Listen, I like how you still not even selling them yet on spending money.
Yeah.
You're gonna do that with the strategy call, right?
Yeah. All right, 3:45. Boom, done.
That was good. I was about to say because I gotta take my daughter to work, but
yeah, it goes deeper. I could totally pitch it one day if you want.
Yeah,
like so you can see it.
But I want to.
It was very methodical of how, like, all right, I got to break this belief, get them to raise their hand. Trial closes, and it's all meant to move people to say, hey, I do want to do a strategy call.
Yeah, you was going from like broad to specific, and it made like every step of the way. It was like you got them to think about this. So then when you said this, it connected back with that, and then
right.
I'm ready. All right, I gotta go.
Listen, you could do this, D. I believe it, because I would love to see you do it. I would even help you.
I'm gonna need your help. All right, boss. I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.